Good morning, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit today about some interesting ways for you to use Google Forms if you teach the lower grades. And one of the things that we can do is we can use picture prompts. So if you are working with students that aren't quite ready to read yet, we can go through some of these Google Form ideas for you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start in your Drive. And whenever I work in my Drive and I start something like this, I like to create a folder for it. So that way everything gets put in the right place, because I'm pretty terrible at going back and organizing my Drive afterwards. So what I've done is I've made a videos for distance learning folder. And if you open that folder and you click new, now when I select a doc or a slide or a form, everything when it gets saved is automatically going to get saved in that folder. So if you open it in the folder, it automatically gets saved in the folder. So for us to create our new form, we're going to go to new, and then forms is on the second page. So you're going to have to go down to more and go to forms. Okay, so this is the basic entry position for forms. And what we're going to do is try to create something that younger students can use. So I have a little bit of a sample for you on one that I made already. We'll do like a sound check, and you can have picture prompts. So kind of like all of the worksheets that we used to use, where you circle everything that starts with an A, or you're looking for certain skills for them to do with worksheets, we can kind of put those into a form. And I just titled it sound check. Right here where it has the directions, check the box, check the boxes that rhyme with log. So if I do a checkbox, I can have multiple right answers. If you do multiple choice, there's only going to be one right answer. So we definitely want that to be a checkbox option. And you can see they can choose dog and log and hen to choose from to rhyme with hog. And then I did one, just click on the pictures that begin with SH. So you can kind of get an idea of how you can incorporate this into younger students that are still working on their reading skills. There's a lot of things that we can do with it, and it's not necessarily just for the older students. So giving you some ideas, I'm going to go through how to use a basic form. First thing that you want to do is title your form. So you're going to come right here, and I'm going to title my form Practice Sounds. Okay, and you'll notice that as soon as I hit enter, or when I come down here and I click on the title, it transfers my title over. It doesn't work backwards. It doesn't work if you title it here first. It won't go back and rename your form. So I try to do it here first. Okay, so we have practice sounds in here. And then this is where your first question will go. Right here, we have all the options of things that we can add in. If I push this plus, it'll add a new question in for me. If I push image, it'll allow me to enter images from different locations. And where I got the images before was I just went ahead and searched, did a Google search for the images that I was looking for, and they came up right here. You can already have the pictures in your Drive. You can use your picture to take pictures of yourself. I don't know what I would be rhyming with there, but you can turn on your camera and take pictures of yourself, and you can put those into your form as well. You can put YouTube videos into your form. You can do a multitude of things. It should give you a lot of room to work with. So if I go, and I'm going to put my first question in here, I'm going to do one of the checkbox questions because I want multiple answers. And I can say, check the words. No, the pictures. Sorry. Oh, don't capitalize it. P-I-C-T-U. Yes. That begin with A. Okay. So now we're going to have to put those pictures in here. So I'm going to come down to option 1, and notice that when I hover option 1, it gives me that picture icon right here. So this is going to be the easiest place to do it. I could go back and put them in here, but this is going to line it up as an answer choice. So I'll come in here and I'll select ant, and I'm going to put a PNG next to that because when I do that, it'll give me a PNG clip art and it just looks a little bit cleaner. but you don't have to do that. So I'll put ant, and you just highlight one that you want and put insert, and it'll put it into one of your options. And then I just push the enter button, and when I push the enter button, it gives me a second option. I can come over here and I can search, let's put dog in there, try to trick them. Get my dog. And I'm going to push enter to get my next option. I'll click on the image, and this time I'll put an apple. And get my apple. Okay, so now the students have several choices to click from, to choose from, and they can check the boxes next to the ones that begin with an A. Kind of a fun way to do it. So another thing that I can do with this is I can also make this a quiz, and Google will grade it for me automatically. So in order to do that, I'm going to come up here to the settings, and then I'm going to go right over here to where it says quizzes. If you want to click some of these settings, if you want to collect an email address, if you're assigning this through Google Class, you don't really need to do that. If you're not assigning it through Google Class, you can make the option to put a name on it, or you can do that. Limit to one response. If you only want the kids to do it one time, you can go over and over. Restrict to users in Apple Valley Unified School District. So normally I keep that on, but for distance learning, you might want to turn it off in case parents are going through their device somehow. It'll just make it a little bit easier for you. You can have the kids be able to go back and fix the right answers if you want. You can do that. But if I come into quizzes and I say make this a quiz, it's going to change it a little bit there, and it's going to let me put in an answer key. So the locked mode, we're not going to bother to do that. What that does is it keeps the students from going online to different tabs and looking up answers, and I don't really think that's going to be a problem for us. It's going to release the grade immediately after each submission. We'll keep that on. If you wanted to go back and grade some of the answers, you could have it say later. We're going to let the students see the missed questions. We're going to let the students see the correct answers. And in this instance, I'm not going to assign any point values. Yeah, I'm going to take the point values off. And we'll say save. Okay, so when I come back to my quiz, you'll see that this is new down here, and it has put in an answer key. So if I click on where it says answer key, it's going to ask me to mark the right answers, and I'm going to want this one marked, and I'm going to want this one marked, and then I can say done. And so now when I go, when I finish this, you can see that this one's marked as a right answer and this one's marked as a right answer, and the form is going to grade itself for you. So that's a handy feature right there. Okay. And if you want to add another question, notice that this one has the blue bar highlighted on it. When I click on the box, if I clicked add a question right now, it would go right here because it's going to go below whatever is highlighted blue. And so that kind of gives you a little management option on there. And you can keep adding multiple little questions onto there. Something that you might want to do too is before this, I could add a question. I could add a video right here. And if I wanted to add a video from Starfall, you would have to look up your video first and be able to search that fairly well. Let me see if I can get some Starfall videos that start with A. And we could play that video first before the students actually did the sounds and things that started with A. So that's something that you could insert into that, and it would give them an option. If you need to delete a box, you can just make sure it's highlighted and push the trash can. It'll delete it for you. And it just kind of makes it an easy way for you to use Google Forms with younger students. Once you've made your form and you want to look at it and preview it, you can come up here to the eyeball and preview that. and then you can see what the students are going to see. Ooh, see, I can go back and take this one out. I have an extra question in there. So I can go back to my form, clean that up a little bit, take that one away. And then when I go to my preview, I see that today we're working on practice sounds. This is the video that I want them to watch. And these are the couple of comprehension checks that I want them to do afterwards. When the students are done, they will submit it and it will get graded and returned to you. All right, so new ideas for Google Forms on how to use them with younger students. Hope that helps.